The Atlantic Wall was an extensive system of coastal defense fortifications built by Nazi Germany between 1942 and 1944 as a defense against an anticipated Allied invasion. In March 1942, Hitler ordered the creation of an Atlantic Wall. Fortifications remained concentrated around ports until late in 1943, when defenses were increased in other areas. The wall was frequently mentioned in Nazi propaganda, where its size and strength were usually exaggerated. The fortifications included colossal coastal guns, batteries, mortars, and artillery, and several thousands of German troops were stationed in its defenses. The bunkers incorporated standard features such as an entrance door at right angles, armored air intake, 30 mm steel doors, ventilation, and telephones. There were over 200 standardized armored parts. The standardization greatly simplified the manufacture of the equipment, the supply of materials, and the budgetary and financial control of the construction, as well as the speed of planning for construction projects. To offset shortages, captured equipment from the French and other occupied armies were incorporated into defenses. Almost 1 million French workers were drafted to build the wall. The Vichy regime imposed a compulsory labor system, drafting some 600,000 French workers to construct these permanent fortifications along the Dutch, Belgian, and French coasts facing the English Channel. Labor comprised skilled volunteers, engineers, designers, and supervisors who were paid and treated well. Second came volunteer workers, often skilled technicians such as carpenters, plumbers, electricians, and metal workers. Again, these workers were paid, took holidays, and were well treated. Next came unskilled labor force, paid very little and treated quite harshly. Lastly came effective slave labor, paid little, badly fed, and treated very harshly. Throughout most of 1942 and 1943, the Atlantic Wall remained a relaxed front for the Axis troops manning it, with only 2 large-scale British attacks. Operation Chariot, launched near Saint-Nazaire in March 1942, severely damaged the Normandy dry dock and installations. The second attack was the Dieppe raid in August 1942 to test the German defenses and provide combat experience for Canadian troops. The Germans were defeated at Saint-Nazaire but had little difficulty in repulsing the attack of Dieppe, where they inflicted heavy casualties. Although the Dieppe raid was a disaster for the Allies, it alarmed Hitler, who was sure an Allied invasion in the West would shortly follow. Following Dieppe, Hitler gave Field Marshal Gerd von Rundstedt, the overall German commander-in-chief in the West, 15 further divisions to shore up the German positions. When the Allies eventually invaded Normandy in June 1944, most of the defenses were stormed within hours. Today, ruins of wall exist in all of the nations where it was built, although many structures have fallen into the ocean or have been demolished over the years. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and support my channel on PayPal. Details in the description box.